Hey guys, Lord Sora here. I hope you guys have been enjoying Season 6. I have been personally having a blast playing different Necromancer builds and mainly pushing the pits with Shadow Wave. As you continue your journey to min-max your build to climb up higher pit tiers, your build really gets tested and you start looking for where you can potentially squeeze in more damage. And so we made some updates and I figured it's now a good time to share them since we have also cleared pit 110 with this setup. If you do not know already, I do have a written guide on Shadow Wave on max roll and that will be linked in description. However, that guide will not reflect some of these changes, so I will have a separate planner for that. The reason for that is this new setup and playstyle feels very sweaty and it really won't be for everyone. You really need to have a perfect rotation almost all the time, and at this high level of pit tiers, it's sort of the name of the game. You play with seconds. You will see in the gameplay footage you have to pull a certain way, you have to stack the monsters, you have to kind of pre-buff, and then you start blasting them, which is super fun to me, instead of where most other builds plays very spammy. You kind of do just spam the same button over and over again, whereas Shadow Wave is more like strategic and feels very tactical and feels a lot more strategic to play and mechanical to play overall. But keep these in mind, this won't be for everyone obviously, so I will not really put this version of the build on the planner, on the guide, but I will have a separate planner for it. Alrighty, without rambling on too much, let's cover some of the changes. Now we are running Air of Perdition instead of Shaco. Perdition nets us about 30% more damage compared to Shaco, but not only that, it grants us movement speed, which is quite important with this new setup, as well as crit chance. As you might already see, now we are combining Cax Rune with BAC back to activate this huge multiplier as we travel. So as we travel, we activate this Cax Rune to do almost double our damage. And you do travel back and forth a lot, and you see in the gameplay you're going to miss through enemies, and now we are movement speed capped with the Air of Perdition, and it's really easier and nice to activate this rune, which doubles our damage overall. Perdition also has a GA crit chance. The one I have is very important because this actually allowed me to drop Grasping Veins on one of my rings, and I put the Damned aspect. Having a higher, always up 55% multiplier, not having to always cast Tendrils made the gameplay a lot more smoother. You pretty much now cast Tendrils to pull the group of monsters, and then you don't have to necessarily need to activate it, whereas it was kind of a must before because you would lose a lot of DPS. Additionally, Air of Perdition also allowed me to drop some crit chance affixes on my gear to roll attack speed. Attack speed, you may ask, since this is a Shadow of Bloodwave build and I get this asked all the time, why attack speed matters. One, Bloodwave animation is extremely slow, and when you're low on attack speed, gameplay experience feels quite clunky. Additionally, now we are consuming corpses on this build, running Corpse Explosion to activate Flesh Eater. Make sure to pay attention to the gameplay again. I try to win in these Corpse Explosion casts almost after every wave, and when I get a good setup, good combo, I spam Corpse Explosion super fast to overlap my big burst with Flesh Eater. This is where some of the sweetness comes into play, where you set it up, you pay attention to your buff bar, now you're about to do double damage with your Rune Ward is activated, and that's where you want to pay attention to your Flesh Eater count, and then you start spamming, and this really skyrockets your damage, and that's when you see gigantic 2 billion hits. So this is one of the major changes to the build, where the gameplay feels a little bit different, and I personally really enjoy it because again, it feels very mechanical and strategic. We are also running exploiters on our boots as we constantly make elites go unstoppable. This gives us another huge multiplier to even boost our damage further. But overall, these are the main changes build has experienced. I think if I continue to focus on my gear further, as you may already see in the video, that at the end of the video my full gear will be displayed that I have a really good GG year now. Really been trying to find the best gear possible for this, trying to min max this build as much as possible with my gear, because it's again my favorite build to ever play for Necromancer class in Diablo 4. And if I continue to min max it further, like triple master work my staff, and I definitely feel confident that I can do tier 113, which honestly will make Shadow Wave the second best Necromancer build when it comes to pit pushing after Bone Spirit. But let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Would love to hear from you. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing. Really trying to reach 2,000 subscribers this season. So it will mean a lot to me if you show your support. Lord Sora here. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.